If you're new to any company or you're looking to increase your value to the company, then the biggest thing that you need to quickly figure out and identify is how does the work that you do contribute to the growth of the company and making sure that you document that. So a simple example, we're a small company that does between 1 and 2 million. And the biggest challenge that we face is that, well, how can we go from 1.3 million to 2.5 million? And then what you can try and figure out is, well, how does my role contribute to that goal? And if I directly can't draw a line, what can I do to support the ultimately journey towards that goal? And you can try and figure it out yourself. You can ask the people around you, and you want to ultimately try and identify how much value you can add as possible. And this is where, if any of you seen some of my videos that relate to how to get a pay rise, all of the value exists outside of the role of your job description, but then combining that with figuring out what the keys to the company are. So one of the things, for example, and part of that is just understanding, well, what are the current company challenges? What are the current company concerns? How can I help solve those problems? What are we trying to do? What are the company goals for the next year? If you don't know those things, get to know those things and then think about, well, these are the company goals. This is what this department is facing as a problem. So go and find out, for anyone who's watching, simple. Go and find out the general problems as well as the general goals of your department and or the company, depending upon the size of business. And then sit and really think, how can I solve these problems, or how can I help us drive more quickly towards these goals? Brainstorm. And if you're thinking, I don't fucking know, ask the people around you and then build your own personal plan of attack for these are these problems. I'm going to go ahead and solve these problems. And that's how you ensure. Seth Godin has a book that is worth reading called Linchpin. And it's this idea of how do you make yourself indispensable wherever you go. And that's always a key to safety within any company. And when you're unsure, it's just always worth asking. The reality is that in my experience, having employed probably over the course of the 15 years I've been in business, probably over 1,000 people at this point, based upon contractors, subcontractors, internships, full-time employees. I can less than 0.5% of the people that I have hired have really asked me those questions, have really got onto a call with me and said, I just really, really want to understand the goals of the company. I really, really want to understand the goals of my department. And I really, really want to just understand, with you here to help support me, what can I do to ensure that I have an amazing future at this company? I would love to just really, really understand that. So something as simple as that, if you're watching and you're not doing that, is so incredibly powerful. And I can 100% promise you that barely anyone does it. But you should do it. You should do it with your clients as well. You should do it with, say, for those who are watching, say, Carla, look, all bullshit aside, what are your goals? Because I just want to understand what you're trying to do, what your journey is, because I just want to, if I'm being honest, with the small ability that I have, and this is imagining yourself in a client scenario, do everything that I can to support you. Forget the money and the billing for one moment. Can you just walk me through it? Because the more I can help you with your success, the more I'm going to be safe, and you're going to keep wanting to work with me, frankly. So there isn't anyone who wouldn't appreciate a conversation like that, but there's so few people that are prepared to have those conversations. And as ever, I say to you, your success in life will be measured by the amount of difficult conversations that you're prepared to have, because often people are afraid of asking questions like this. So if you can get comfortable with asking questions like that, it will set you free, because the roadmap often does exist, and go to the people that are the gatekeepers to your success as far as you can see them. And of course, the first gatekeeper is you. It's always you. And the last gatekeeper is you. It's always you. But go to the gatekeepers and ask, what key do I need to pass through this door? Because I've been fucking trying and none of these keys seem to fit. And I feel like I had the right key for the last year, but it's not. It's clearly not the right key because I've not walked through that door that I've wanted to. So that is my advice to anyone who's trying to figure out, irrespective of how long you've been in any organization, how you can begin to accelerate your success. It's as simple oftentimes as just asking the right people the right questions. But of course, we know that that's, as with everything in life, very difficult to do. But ask those who are the gatekeepers and figure out what are the problems that persist and exist, and what are the opportunities that we're trying to push towards, and how can I help solve this and expand that. And you'll definitely, as a consequence of an exercise like that, be in a better position than where you are currently today.